Welcome to the CE Pro Podcast. I'm Executive Editor Arlen Schweiger. There are numerous reasons why custom integrators end up partnering and selling products from various vendors. Could be the margins are great, maybe they know tech support to be truly top-notch, or perhaps certain companies' reputations simply help sway a dealer's decision. The annual CE Pro 100 brand analysis takes a look at leading brands in more than 60 categories, and every year it gives a nice sense of which companies integrators gravitate toward throughout the channel. We wanted to give a taste of what some brand leaders and fast-rising bullet brands think about why they attract CE Pro 100 dealers. So stay tuned in this week's episode for my conversations with Sound United, HP Products, Yale Smart Residential, and RoseWater Energy Group. As always, be sure to subscribe to CE Pro's YouTube channel and hit that like button on our videos, or subscribe to the CE Pro podcast on Apple and Spotify and leave a review. Kevin Zarow, VP of Sales at Sound United. Thanks so much for joining the CE Pro podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is it's great to be here.
So Kevin, Sound United, you guys are home to many popular audio brands with long histories, and among those, Marantz was a CE Pro 100 brand analysis leader this year in the category of home theater preamps processors. Can you start us off first by just telling us about some of the latest solutions that Marantz has come out with over, the past year or so that are available to integrators, and, some of the great CI-friendly features that they entail?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thanks to all of our dealers who are supporting us on our AV preamplifiers. They obviously know, but just in case some of them don't, we've got two processors. We've got the AV8805A and the AV7706. Both of them are chock full of integration features that our dealers are using on a daily basis, whether it's 8K or 4K, or whether it's the multiple audio formats and Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, or Master Audio, whether it's Oro 3D, we've got them all covered there. But really important when you get into the integration side of the business, we've got our HDMI diagnostics, we've got our system remote monitoring. With our philosophy on these products and all Marantz products, and I can even go beyond that to Denon and to Bowers and Class A and Polk and DT, is to give our dealers the most reliable, repeatable, and profitable products. And what I mean by that is obviously, integration guys make money when they install something, but when they got to go back and uninstall it to replace it, they're broken even. And then when they got to go back again, they're upside down. So we work really hard to make sure that our products are super, super reliable for them. We also want to make sure they're repeatable in terms of when they're doing these integrations, that they can do the same integration over and over and over again. It becomes seamless to them, so they make their money that way as well. And then obviously profitability. Speaking specifically to Marantz, it's a much more limited distribution line than some of the other brands are. So there's a lot of profit in there for our integration partners.
Great. So Kevin, sure, the CE Pro brand analysis, it takes its information directly from data that we get from the CE Pro 100 every year, which is the highest revenue integrators in the nation. So they're looking at lots of premium product and all that. Marantz is always at or near the top of the categories in home theater processors and AVRs, and of course, like you mentioned, some of those other great Sound United brands always seem to fare well in our top 5 leaderboard as well in a lot of AV categories. So tell us about what are some of the reasons that you think, dealers really come to rely on and lean on a company like Sound United. What do you guys provide them as a vendor? Dealer support, sales and marketing, features, things like that.
Yeah, first and foremost, I think it always starts with the product. Delivering a product that's truly best in class with the latest and greatest features. I've already talked about, making sure that the stuff's reliable, having, a warranty to back both the integration partner, but also the end user. And then you can start talking about programs. The programs we have for our CI guys, where we have, really no questions asked, 6-month returns or hot swaps, if I'll call them. Our whole goal here is to make the life of the integration partner just as easy and simple as possible. They already have enough on their minds with, just trying to manage all the jobs and things like that. And the last thing we want is for anything that we're doing to be a hindrance. So regardless of whether we're talking about Marantz processors or receivers or Denon receivers or Class A power amps, or then getting into our speaker partners, Bowers and Polk and DT. We just want to make sure that the integrators know that we understand their business, we support them, and the programs we put together and the products we build, we keep them in mind when we're doing that.
Sure. And if I recall, I know I've dug in a little bit to the company's online training portal, the hub that you have. Learned about some of like the dedicated tech support, things like that. I'm sure integrators love having all those things at their fingertips, along with just the wealth of solutions that you have out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, whether it's Phil Jones running the training team or whether it's our customer service guys who are 100% focused on the integration channel with a dedicated phone number for them to call. You're not calling a consumer line. You're calling a dedicated group of specialists who understand these products inside and out. They understand control systems. They understand discrete on off. They understand HDMI diagnostics. They understand HEOS and the whole house audio. So again, we really work hard to make sure that the integration channel knows that we're there to support them, and we prove that every single day. So
Perfect. So Kevin, looking ahead, obviously, 2021 was a huge year for home entertainment as we continue to cover on CE Pro. Dealers are, busy as ever out there with projects. What can you tell us about what's on tap, as we kind of move toward the back half of 2022? Whether it's on the roadmap for Marantz, some of the other brands, where integrators going to be able to connect with Sound United coming up for the rest of the year, and anything special and noteworthy that you have on tap, trade shows coming up that they'll be able to see you, things of that nature.
yeah, sure. So we're excited. We're participating in the CEDIA Tech Summits. We've done everything up to date. We're going to be up in Toronto here in the fall, and then I think we've got Denver, California. We're going to be doing those. Of course, we're going to have a massive presence at CEDIA. We're going to be supporting one of our partners, Audio Advice, and they're doing an audio show in Raleigh. We can't wait to be a part of that with some home theater as well as some hi-fi gear. CEDIA is the one that I'll key in on, and obviously I'm not going to give away any trade secrets because we want everybody to come to the SU booth. But we're going to be launching. I won't even tell you how many new products, but whether it's from DT, whether it's from Denon, whether it's from Marantz, whether it's from Bowers, every single brand is going to have something new there. And I'm just going to invite everybody right now. It's like a big welcome back party. When's the last time CEDIA, I know there was a small show last year, but we really haven't been there as an industry for a couple of years. And so we are super excited, and we're bringing the big guns for the show. You guys are in for a real treat for all of our brands.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to that as well, being in Dallas in the fall, and we can't wait to see what Sound United has on tap there as well. And being me here out in the Raleigh area, I hope to be over at the Audio Advice live show as well. So hopefully I'll be able to see some of a sneak preview of some of what Sound United has going on there too. So
yeah, please stop by for sure. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Definitely. It should be a fun event. So with that, Kevin Zarow, Sound United, thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate your time and look forward to seeing all the exciting stuff at Sound United.
Again, thanks for having me, and thanks to our dealers for their continued support.
Greg Calderone, Vice President of HP Products and General Manager for the Central Vacuum Division. Thanks so much for joining the CE Pro podcast.
Thank you, Arlen. I very much appreciate being with you today.
So, Greg, we want to talk a bit about our annual brand analysis. But before we do that, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about HP Products and the range of solutions that you provide to the custom integration channel.
I'd be happy to do that. HP, we've been in the Central Vac division business since the early 50s, actually. Our company does multiple things. We do industrial products as well. We do products for military. A lot of people know our products. If you go to a banking system where you're sucking the money through the tube, we do systems like that. So our company does quite a range of things. But the Central Vac division was founded in the early 50s, and we're kind of focused on that. We have a division that's all we do all day long. I think that's part of our success is we have people dedicated to just Central Vacs and to our integrator partners and dealer partners, serving mainly North America. We do international business as well, but I'd say most of our focus is mostly U.S. and Canada. So
great. So as you know, with our annual CE Pro 100 brand analysis, the information that we take from that is data that comes straight off of us surveying the highest revenue integrators in the channel, the CE Pro 100. And central vacuum has certainly always been a very profitable category. We know great margin category for integrators who are into it, and the ones that are seem to gravitate toward your company because you guys are perennially at or near the top of the category, I'd have to say. So, Greg, what are some of the reasons that you think that the highest revenue integrators in the channel are really kind of gravitating toward HP?
Well, Arlen, I think there's a number of reasons for that. But probably the most predominant is back in the early 2000s, we were approached by Stan Matsiak at the AIN, Authorized Integrator Network. And he had this idea. He had this concept. He believed in relationships, and he believed that at that time, you heard a lot about the relationship was going away. But he believed that relationships with these top integrators and bringing them together, along with the best products, and OEMs in the market, he felt that could be a very powerful tool. So he asked us to be one of the founding members, which we did. Again, I think it was 2002 when that was created. So we entered into that, and that has just probably been the biggest thing that propelled us to being number one in our industry here. We have the ability to meet with the top integrators in the country. We socialize with them. We have time to sit and talk to them. And, it's just made the difference, all the difference in the world. And also our team, we have dedicated people, in particular, Amy Wesley, who is our strategic accounts manager, who takes care of the AIN group. And that's just been phenomenal. So they look to us to kind of keep them up to date on central vac and what's happening in industry. And we look to them to make that connection to their builders and their customers. And it works wonderfully. So we get together with AIN a couple times a year. We strategize. We talk about what's happening in industry. We talk about the challenges, and there have been a few challenges, but we work together to navigate through those. So I think that relationship building, that strength of knowing the people and having that time to sit down and talk about business has made all the difference in the world for us.
Sure. And those products and services that you provide, do they seem to just sort of fit right in with everything else in their portfolio for these dealers?
Yeah, well, you look at what most of the integrators, high-end integrators, they provide, provide a connection to the world for their customers through the home, including entertainment and also security. And we look at the central vac as part of that security side, as part of health. People don't think about vacuuming as a healthy thing, but when you vacuum your home, it's probably one of the dirtiest things you can do. It cleans your floors, but it pollutes your air. And with a central vacuum, because we're removing all those particles, allergens from the room that you're in, you don't smell it, you don't breathe it. So it fits beautifully into the integrator story of the security side. So that's, it's a great fit. And as you said, it's been very profitable. These systems are built to last. You're not replacing your central vac every 3 years. These things are built to last the life of your home. So it's a very high-end product, and works very well. So the integrators have adopted this, and really, they really push that health aspect, which is the thing that we're trying as an industry, central vac industry, to educate people on just the healthy aspect of cleaning your home with a central vacuum.
Sure, that makes sense as a potentially very compelling message for clients. So, Greg, finally, let's talk about the roadmap for the rest of 2022 into 2023. We can already be thinking about to look for dealers who either want to get to know you guys better, get into the category. Whether we're talking about products or maybe programs, trainings, trade shows, things like that. What does HP have planned for the rest of the year that you can share with us?
Well, there's been a huge shift in central vacuums to what we call the retractable revolution. Most people that have a central vac, they love their central vac, but what they don't like is the hose. You have to drag this hose around the house, and you have to hang it up on a hook in a closet, and knocks everything over. What has happened more recently is we have systems where the hose retracts back up into the wall. Our system particularly is called Chameleon, which has been out for about 3 years now. And this thing has just been taken off for us. So the integrators look at this as a high-end solution where you now have all the convenience and the health aspects of a central vac, but you don't have the hassle of the hose. So the hoses retract up into the wall. We have products built under the sink in your kitchen or your master bathroom that have the same kind of concept where you pull the hose out, you vacuum for literally 5 seconds, and it sucks it back up in. So you're not having to go out and get the gear. And that is what is changing this industry. So you're seeing the entire central vac industry move to this retractable. And HP's invested a lot of time and energy in helping to lead that revolution, to help us, position ourselves and our customers for the future here as we move forward. So most of these products are made here in the States. So I've got around the issues with some of the international shipping and problems that we're all having today. Thank God we did that. We made that decision to build most of these are built in Ohio. So that's been great for us. But that's what we see moving forward, Arlen. We see more retractable, more convenience. We also have a system for your garage for people to have your nice cars, and you want to be able to take care of that as well. It's become a very popular place to hang out. So we have systems for that as well. And that's what I think the industry is going to. And again, we're right there, poised to be able to do it with those products.
Sure. And then any events or trainings that dealers will be able to find you at for the rest of the year?
Well, we typically have our trade show, which is in the spring, but the CEDIA show is another big show for us. And then we have, again, through the AIM group, we are out there training dealers, showing dealers these new products. We have a staff that can come out and train the dealers, can help you, get, one thing about central vacs, they're pretty easy to do, but the first couple can be a little daunting until you understand the tricks. So we have people that'll come out and actually physically help you do that and get over that hurdle. Once you go through there, you can just, steam on. So, but that's, CEDIA show is a big for us. The Builder show, we'll do that as well. But I think CEDIA and our own vacuum show, which we call the VDTA show in Vegas usually, are our two main ways to get out there. Plus, a lot of home shows, because home shows are starting up now again. That's been on hold for the last few years for obvious reason. So we're starting to see that happen again. You get a lot of business that comes through that as well. People look to have, bringing in the high end, a sound system, speaker, and vac systems as well as their home. So it's another place for us to be out there working with local dealers.
All right. Well, it sounds like it'll be an exciting rest of the year for you. So with that, Greg from HP, really appreciate your time and insights into the world of central vac and why HP is a brand leader in the category for CE Pro. Thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Well, thank you, Arlen. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful day.
Patrick Bleser, National Sales Manager for Yale Smart Residential, an ASSA-ABLOY company. Thanks so much for joining the CE Pro podcast to talk about Yale Smart Locks.
Hey, you bet, Arlen. It's great to be here. We really appreciate it. I can tell you we're very, very delighted, right, to be at the top of CE Pro's brand leader again this year. And I think this legacy is a real testament to how our products and our services really serve our customer base. So we're thrilled and very happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to have you. So Yale was a brand leader again this year in the annual CE Pro 100 brand analysis in the smart locks and deadbolts category, one in which multiple ASSA-ABLOY brands ranked among the top 5, actually. Patrick, how about starting us off by telling us about some of these great solutions that Yale has that clearly CE Pro 100 integrators love installing?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to. We've changed a lot, or evolved, I should say, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, right? And we worked really hard at staying at the forefront of those technologies that are becoming available on a regular basis. And whether that was Z-Waves, 7 or 8 or 9 years ago, or it's cloud-based solutions now, or it's still a need for Zigbee, perhaps, we've always tried to stay ahead of the curve. And so we offer a wonderful selection of product to our pro dealers and to our CDA dealers that really fit their specific niche, I think, really, really well. And as always, we listen to our partners, right? And we take their feedback very, very seriously. So as we continue to develop product, we're taking a lot of their suggestions, in mind. And I think we're really listening to them, and we're developing solutions that they're asking for.
Sure. And that's certainly something that we hear from top vendors as well, those that take those suggestions and say, hey, we developed these products straight from feedback from the integrators. And, we want to remind people that the CE Pro 100 brand analysis comes right from data that we gather from our CE Pro 100, our annual list of the highest revenue integrators, where we ask them about their leading brands that they use in all these categories that we have. So we know that this data is coming right from our dealer base of, really the highest revenue integrators in the industry, which really says something about it. Patrick, why do you say that, they've kind of gravitated toward Yale in this category as a valued vendor? What are some of the things that Yale brings to the table that you think is, really resonating with CE Pro 100 guys?
Yeah, I think it's breadth of product for starters, right? We're definitely multi-dimensional. We don't serve just the single family home. We also serve commercial. We serve multifamily, which is exploding, as everybody knows. And so I think that's done very well for us. The last thing a dealer or an integrator wants to have to do is entertain a project and perhaps be able to only address part of that project, but not the entire project, because they're limited or they don't have the offering from their provider like Yale that they need. So maybe Yale can offer a lock for just a single family door, but doesn't have a lock for a multifamily door. That's not the case with us. We do. So, if you're involved in a project that requires multiple devices and you want to stay with that one manufacturer as it relates to access control or electromechanical locks, we're the guy that can bring all of that to you. So again, whether it's a commercial type solution, a multifamily solution, a single family solution, we can bring all of those products to you. They're suited, they're very uniform. They look the same, they enroll the same, they kind of feel the same. So there's familiarity there. And so I think that familiarity, builds confidence as well in the product. And the dealer feels good knowing that, hey, I've done this before. I can do it again. I can duplicate this process very, very easily. And I know it's going to be consistent because Yale brings consistency to their program and their solutions. And so I think there's a real comfort level there. And so when we introduce a new product, our dealers and our customers go, hey, we know we're going to feel good about this. We may need a little bit of training, and Yale's going to bring that to the table for us. But we know we're going to feel like we've known this product forever after we have it, in our hands for a couple of weeks and start getting used to it. It's going to feel very familiar to us, and they know it's going to be reliable. And they know they're going to get the customer support and service and training that they need. And I think that builds tremendous confidence.
Sure, absolutely. That makes a ton of sense. So let's talk about what Yale has coming up then for integrators and how they're able to learn more about the company, about the products, if they don't already know about you. But what can you share about, the company's roadmap for the remainder of 2022? Any
Sure.
programs that you have coming up heading into 2023, trade shows that you might be attending, trainings, and other ways that you're supporting and connecting with the integrators as we head into 2023?
Yeah, you bet, Arlen. Wow. We could talk for an hour and a half and I probably couldn't cover it all, right? With that said, we'll certainly be at those trade shows you'd expect us to be at, whether it's the ISC West or the CES. We're going to be at ESX later this month. We're going to be at CEDIA this September, and we'll duplicate, of course, those shows again next year, and we'll do some regional shows as well. We're spending a lot of time at the apartmentalized type shows or multifamily type trade shows in the coming months, because that's been such an exploding market as well. So you're going to see us where you would expect to see us, for sure. And what is to come? The locks are going to continue to get better looking. They're great looking products already, but if you can believe it, they're going to get even better looking in the months to come. Of course, as it relates to things like Z-Wave, you're going to see Z-Wave continue to move forward with the continued introduction of 700 series, maybe even 800 series Z-Wave, which we know is very quickly becoming relevant. We're going to continue to build out our cloud integrations with other partners that we work with. And that's just been, again, an area of real focus for us also. Not everybody wants a hub these days to control their Z-Wave locks. A lot of folks are looking for those cloud solutions, right, that don't require a hub, but still bring a lot of that same connectivity to the program. So you're going to see us continue to build that out. I can tell you the whiteboard is full. As many of us know, this last year, a lot of it's been about keeping up with supply based on demand. Some of the chip challenges that we've all been dealing with, some of the radio challenges, all those things have been very, very real. And our engineering team and our product team have been spending a lot of focused time on making sure that we can continue to bring you the products that you're so accustomed to. And that's been, a huge undertaking. So we're going to still, work very, very hard to bring you what you already know and like. And at the same time, we're going to introduce some great looking product as we move into the second half of this year and the beginning of 2023. So we're very, very busy behind the scenes.
All right, Patrick. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate the insights. We very much look forward to seeing some of those new products, seeing you guys at the CEDIA Expo in Dallas. And, we thank you very much again for your insights and congratulate you on being a brand leader.
Hey, Arlen, thank you so much. We're delighted and appreciate it very much.
Joe Piccirilli, Managing Director and CEO of RoseWater Energy Group. Thanks so much for joining the CE Pro podcast again.
Well, thank you, Arlen. Thank you for having me.
So, Joe, I know we talked earlier this year, but CE Pro recently unveiled our annual CE Pro 100 brand analysis. It's the biggest story in our June issue, which is out right now. And, every year as part of that, we also not only have the brand leaders and top 5 companies, of which RoseWater is one this year. We call out companies that made some really nice gains over the previous year. And RoseWater Energy did that in 2021 in the energy storage systems category. So first off, congratulations on being designated one of our bullet brands. Joe, just to start us off here, why don't you remind us of RoseWater's, main solutions that you provide the channel?
Well, first I'm going to say, when I heard this news, I was actually stunned. And I felt so good that all of the hard work that we've put in for all of those years has finally gotten some real recognition. So I can't thank the magazine and your crew enough for doing that kind of survey every year. And, we at RoseWater started out with a problem. We looked at a problem that existed in our industry, and that was, we were putting in all of this automation, really trying to do great things for our clients. And I had noticed that there was a tremendous amount of client dissatisfaction. And that was about 2012. And my partners and I decided that we would work on a solution for this particular problem, because what we found is the problem was created by poor power. Because the gear, the automation people, most of the people in our industry, the manufacturers produce very good gear. And with few exceptions, the installations have also been extremely good. So when we did our analysis and came down to power, we said, well, wait. If power is a problem, let's research what the cause of the power problem is, and then how do we solve it? And it turned out the cause of the power problem has a lot to do with the fact that you can't build a new power plant in the United States without 30 years of permitting. Population densities are increasing in many, many cities, and the infrastructure and power available diminishes. If you take my home state here, the state of Florida, along the intercoastal here in Fort Lauderdale, there used to be these tiny little winter cottages. And now those tiny little winter cottages have turned into 25,000 square foot gigantic homes. And there's no power. There's no power plant. There's no power plant built in Florida for the last 30 years. So I decided that I would start to build a product that would be a complete residential solution and would guarantee perfect power, regardless of what the grid did, regardless of whether you had a generator, and also to be complete, a product that could also integrate and use renewable energy properly. And those are the products that RoseWater produces. And we produce very large scale products. Our products work at the panel level. So our smallest product backs up a 200 amp panel. And, it took us a long time to slowly get our dealer base used to a product of that scale. Because it is not something that you put in a rack. It's pretty big. And, after years of real work in terms of working with our dealer base and buying groups and attending the shows and, becoming a real member of this community, we have finally gotten to the point where RoseWater is a recognized brand. And I think aside from our perseverance, one of the major things we provide is we provide an extraordinary level of dealer support. Extraordinary.
Sure. So let's talk about that a little bit more, because the CE Pro 100 brand analysis, as you know, the data comes right from the CE Pro 100 dealers, which are the highest revenue integrators in the channel, that we get their data, which brands they're using directly from them. So that momentum, it sounds like, it's been building over a number of years. How were you able to kind of grow the dealer base in really good numbers in 2021?
Well, we did a couple things. We really participated with a couple of the groups, HTSA and Auzione, which helped us a lot because we got to have a more intimate relationship with top dealers, which was great. And then we onboarded a very strong national sales manager, a guy named David Lakin, who's David's wife's got to have a huge amount of patience because he is on the road constantly, and I have to give him big props. He's done a very good job. And I think our team really have got dealers talking because, if there's ever an issue, if you have, I don't know how to install this, or if you have a problem with a client, we're willing to get involved. And, I try to make myself as accessible as possible. David, the same. And my engineering team, we really work hard. I know this is cliche-ish, but we are one of those companies who are we are accountable for everything we do. And we take that very seriously. And I think dealers really began, to tell other dealers, hey, that product looks scary, but those guys will take you through it. And once you start installing them, it'll be great. And we have slowly built through the key dealers, your top 100, through a few of them who are RoseWater loyalists. They talk to other ones. And now we've really got we have a critical mass built. It's really great. I can't believe how much of my time I'm spending. David sending me proposal after proposal after proposal of new leads. It's great.
Great. Well, with that, Joe Piccirilli from RoseWater Energy Group, again, thank you so much for the update. Congratulations on being a brand analysis bullet brand for this year. And we'll certainly look to see what RoseWater has in store at CEDIA Expo later this year in Dallas.
Thank you so much.